Good morning, everybody. Good morning, everybody, and welcome back to Breakfast with Breakfast with Dr. Kojo. For a second, I forgot what we're doing. I was like, is this the late night show or is this the breakfast show? But this is most definitely the breakfast show. What's up, y'all? Like I said, my name is Kojo Sarfa. I'm checking in live from sunny Los Angeles, California. The sun is out. I can already see the sun. So I know that I'm going to have a fantastic day. I know that you're going to have a fantastic day as well, too. So I'm so excited to be on here and to talk about this topic. I am a little late. Please forgive me. Please forgive me. You know, the powers that be. I said I'd be on an hour earlier, but I'm here, so I'd love to know your name and I'd love to know where you all are checking in from. And let's go ahead and get into it. Aquia, what's going on? How you doing? Shout out to Marissa. That's the first comment of the day. We have Marissa checking in from Canada. Canada. Morning, everybody. We have Amy checking in from sunny Rhode Island. We got Tacha, that's a nice name, checking in from North Carolina. I got Ryan from Jersey. Bernetta from Richmond, Virginia. I like that name. Got Aaron checking in. Okay, we got Summer, what's up? We got Alex checking in from Miami, Florida. Yolanda, what's going on? We got Alexia from Georgia. Mandy, I appreciate you. Thank you so much for your attention. Got upstate New York in the house. Who's from Grovetown, Georgia? Okay, so Grovetown, my old stomping grounds. Grovetown in the house. Winchester, Virginia, North Carolina, Illinois. I thought I missed it. No, you did not miss it. I missed it. If anybody messed up this morning, it was me who missed it. I missed it. Yeah. I was looking at my time. I'm like, hold up. I'm a little bit late for the show. All right, y'all. So let's go ahead and tap in and let's talk about surprising things that make us happy. Alyssa, it's Alicia. Let me not mess that up. Don't let me mess up you all's names, right? This is too simple of a name to mess up. Alicia, Marisa, and I appreciate that. I appreciate your attention. So this morning we're going to be talking about surprising things that make us happy, right? So, what's that song? I think Sheryl Crow sings it. If it makes you happy, it can't be that bad or something like that. And that's just one of many examples where people make songs about happiness, and we get so consumed in this concept of happiness, like what's going to make us happy, right? And we're talking about mental health a lot more now. So now people are thinking to themselves, okay, if I learn about my mental health, if I take care of myself, I'm going to be happier, right? If I do this, I'm going to be happier. If I make more money, I'm going to be happier. If I have more sex, I'm going to be happier. Whatever the case is, right? And there's an article that I want to alert you all to. Someone says plans to make them happy. Okay. I respect that. This art is a Harvard study. It's part of the Harvard Study of Adult Development, one of the world's longest studies of adult life. And they've been looking at what makes you happy, and a very surprising thing. Well, I don't know if it's surprising to me, but it's somewhat surprising. And I'll just go and read the line and get right to it. The surprising finding is that our relationships and how happy we are in our relationships has a powerful influence on our health, right? Taking care of your body is important, but tending to your relationships is a form of self-care too. This is coming from Dr. Waldinger, a psychiatrist at Massachusetts General Hospital and a professor of psychiatry at Harvard Medical School, right? And I've seen other studies that have talked about almost the same exact thing, right? One thing that we don't think about when it comes to making us happy is the quality of relationships that we have in our lives, right? Like the quality, like how strong are the relationships in our life? Essentially, what this is saying is that community means a lot to us, right? There's a reason why I come up on here and I go live 4 times a week. If I can't make it, I let you all know, hey, I can't make it for whatever reason. Catch me next week. The same reason why you go to your friend's house and hang out. Community and relationships do so much. I think that's why our mental health collectively kind of, was suffering during the pandemic, because we weren't around people as much, but we don't really think about how important it is to have good relationships around us, right? And like after, like, hopefully you watch this live and you start to think to yourself, like, okay, relationships matter. Maybe I should, prioritize, the people around me a little bit more, right? Like we're all busy. I don't need you to, like, calling sick to work today, and well, maybe some days I might be the answer. Take some time off and spend some time with your family, but the quality of our relationships and the people that are in our lives, that means a lot to us, right? It's a little bit more than having like a Ferrari, right? Or some fancy sports car. You know, I love to get the people's comments, because I want to see what people think about this. I love Alanis. Les Amora said, okay, yeah, she's a 90 staple. Good morning, all. This is why I volunteer regularly. Genuine human connection. Yeah, and being able to be around people is a good feeling, right? Because even me doing this live this morning, right? We have 217 people watching live, and of course, people will watch this in the back end. But it feels good for me to know that, like, I'm gonna hop on here and y'all will tune in, right? This is a form of community. Dina says having a clean house makes her happy. Respect. Uh, and Michael says, I can't tell you the last time I was happy. I have so few relationships. I just can't seem to be able to create relationships. Well, Michael, let's talk about it. So, based off of what I just said, you said that you can't tell me the last time that you're happy. You have so few relationships, right? If you're struggling to create relationships, like, it's hard to, Mike, it's hard to walk up to somebody and say, hey, like, let's be friends, right? It doesn't work that way. It's harder to make friends as an adult, I do believe, right? Because sometimes as adults we try and, like, feel people out to see if, like, they think the same, we have the same political or religious views or things like that, right? More trivial. Like, as a kid, you just meet somebody on the playground. It could be different sex, different race, everything, and then you're like, okay, this is my friend, right? But if you don't have a lot of relationships, I would focus on make sure that the quality of your relationships are good, right? Because I think that's a little bit more controllable, right? Don says having the energy to cook makes her happy. Okay. Uh, and Manny says, I'm so glad you're doing this. I'm finding that it's the simple things and my close relationships with my babies, my grandbabies, my husband, and friends. Yeah. So, Manny, that's what really matters, right? And for me, like, this social media journey has been an awesome ride for me. Like, I started making videos for fun, in Virginia, while I was doing forensic psychiatry. And then after, what, a couple of months, I had 400,000 followers on TikTok. And then, I decided to go for it and, move to Los Angeles in December 2019. And since then, like, a lot of amazing things have happened to me, and, I went through a period where didn't even make any money, right? And then money started to come in, endorsements started to come in, and then millions of followers started to come in, right? So a lot of really cool stuff has happened to me. But for me, like, when I feel the most fulfilled is when I go back home and it's me, my siblings, my 5 siblings, my nieces and nephews, my cousins, or playing Madden or playing FIFA. We're having a good time. Nothing beats family. Like, nothing for me. That's just me. Nothing beats family. Like, I just love being with my family. My parents, my mom, my dad. My mom called me yesterday, and I was like, I haven't called my mom. As much as I'd like to call my mom, right? And I'm happy to have my mom, alive in my life. So sometimes when you remind yourself of these things, like, as I'm telling you all about this, like, it's a good reminder for me to think to myself and just take a step back and say, all right, like, what's really, really important here, Tyler says, morning, Coda. My wife are going to the Rockies for the weekend. Hopefully this brings some much release. Tyler, I like this. I hope y'all are gonna have a fantastic weekend at the Rockies. Like, I can tell you one thing. It's probably gonna be a lower chance of you all, like, arguing this weekend, right? Like, going to the Rockies is more fun than, like, being stuck in the house, right? Arguing over who's supposed to do the dishes, who's supposed to take out the trash. Like, go to the Rockies, enjoy this weekend, like, go do something fun, and then Tyler, next week, come back on the live if you have the chance, and let me know how that was for you. Let me know how that was to like get away from life, and go to the Rockies. I'm looking forward. I'm looking forward to you doing that. Making other people happy makes me happy. This is key right here. Doing things for other people does, in my opinion, if you ask me, it can really help to make you, um, a little bit more happier. D, what's going on? How you doing? Leo, what's up? Happy Friday, y'all. Um, Man says you have to know your worth. Oh, yeah. So look, like I said, having good and strong and healthy relationships can be like something that can make you feel happier, right? But at the same time, yes, you do have to know your worth and set healthy boundaries, right? And that goes for everybody that I mentioned, my siblings, my parents. Like I cannot overextend myself, like to anybody, right? But I can still love them and hang out with them and things like that. I used to love reading those. I just started back. Tasha, what were we talking about? What did I mention? Artie says sticking to her diet, paleo, has given her energy. Okay, that could be something that makes you feel good. That's awesome. And Aaron, this is a good question right here. What does happy mean? Wow. You all ask me all kinds of questions out here, and I'm able to give answers fast. But when you say what does happy mean, it's a little tough, right? All right. So first of all, Aaron, happiness is subjective. So like what the way I would define happiness might be different from how you would define happiness, right? But for me, like it's happiness is a couple of different things. Like it's an emotion, right? Like right now I'm happy, right? But let's say I miss trash day next week, I won't be happy, right? But for me, I more so aim towards a feeling of being content, like being content and grateful for everything in my life, right? I don't have everything, but at the same time, I have a lot of things that I was praying for. So, my family's here, we're healthy, and I feel happy and content, right? But you see how I mentioned my family, like that's kind of like where I kind of like get my joy from, just personally, you know. I've made a few good friends online. I have a whole page on Facebook. Uh, Kendra, I do a similar thing. I'll call you all my friends out here. Quality over quantity. I agree. I would like Chandra. Is it Chandra or Chandra? Either way, it's a nice thing. But I would rather have like four. I would have four solid friends. I would rather have four real ones over like 12 friends who like we have so many like friends nowadays. But if your car breaks down on the highway, who's gonna like take a break from work? Tell their boss, hey, I gotta go for an hour. Your boss is like, hey, you just had lunch break. Yeah, but my friend's stuck on the highway. Like, who's gonna do that, right? Like, I'd rather have one of those real friends as opposed to just like associates. I mean, you have associates, but like friends, like quality over quantity. I think we all get what I'm trying to say here. Shannon says, Shannon, sorry to hear that. Shannon, where are you located? And then put your location in the chat. And if you all are close to Shannon, you all could connect. And also talk about your interests, Shannon. If there's somebody in the chat who likes to knit, right? They're like a knitting master, and you like to knit, you can connect with somebody that way. Like, let's see if you can make at least one friend on this chat right here. All right. My daughter's 14. She has ADHD. It's hard for her to make relationships. Melissa, just knowing how ADHD works, I can believe that this is true, right? But a lot of people look. I mean, look at what we're doing here on this channel, right? A lot of people are talking about ADHD and bringing awareness to it, right? Like she's gonna meet other people who have ADHD, other people who have their own struggles, or people who want to be her friends. So like, I'm hopeful that she'll be all right. Caitlin says, it's absolutely right. Good relationships with my friends, family, and spouse matter so much. Bad coworkers will run me out of a job faster than anything else, even if I like the work itself. And Caitlin, look, I respect this. Like I actually think that people stay at jobs too long sometimes, right? If a job is like not good for your mental health, it's much better that you leave, provided that you can find another job. Like I don't want you quitting your job and you're like, I can't find a job for 4 months and I'm behind the bills. Like you have to strategically plan it out, right? But working a job that does not make you happy, or a job that's making you miserable is like that's is not worth it for the most part. For the most part. Rachel says I'm late today, but I'm here. Rachel, same here. Same here. I'm late today, but I'm here. Oh boy, why is it so hard? People. So I'll talk about this a little bit more. I don't want to dive too much into ADHD. I want to stick more to happiness, but the ADHD experience can be so isolating and frustrating sometimes. Just trying to answer that question quickly. Jessica, hey Jessica, I appreciate you. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Places are your doctor? I think so. Last time I checked, unless I woke up this morning and my degree was taken away. Uh, I get too attached to friends and I feel like I'm doing too much. I can feel when friendships peak. All right, so Ariana, there's different, like how I say this, like a good friend. A good friend is somebody that you can be like vulnerable with, right? Somebody that you don't have to like judge. You don't have to worry about them judging you or feel like they're analyzing you, right? So if you feel like a friendship is peaking, I'm not saying that they're not your friends, right? But if you feel like you're not doing too much, right? This is kind of like when people are in this is like when somebody's in a relationship with somebody and then they're like, oh, things aren't going well, and then you think that you're asking your partner for too much, but in all actuality, like you're not with the right person. So then when you get with somebody else, right, you feel like all your needs are being met. Like if it's not the right person, the right fit, like it'll never be enough. If that makes sense, you know. I think the same applies for um, uh, relationships. I mean friendships. Nick, I appreciate you. I appreciate you. Oh man, I love this the whole ADHD community we're building here. And I'll talk a little bit more about the app that we have coming out. Should be coming out like a couple weeks or so. It's a free app. It can help out with accountability and ADHD, right? So, I don't want to get too off topic, but like that free app, I'm looking forward to it a lot. Um, and then Jenny, yeah, well, I love this ADHD community. Like if I had this when I was a teen, it would have been a game changer. Zodiac sign, November 23rd, Sagittarius. So I don't know what that says about me. You know, it makes me happy when someone asks about my hobbies, especially if they're interested in what I say. All right, Megan, let's talk about this for a second. All right, and Megan, if you're still on the chat, go ahead and type in your hobbies. Like now I'm curious. Now I want to know what your hobbies are. Like are you a Tennessee Titans fan? Do you like the beach? Just see if you like to do what I do. But she says it makes me happy when someone asks about my hobbies, especially if they are interested in what I say. I realize that when somebody like has genuine interest in you as a person and the things that you enjoy, that's a that's like a form of intimacy actually. Like even if like you're not like dating or whatever, like that's a form of closeness. That's pretty cool, right? Somebody like who's interested in like in you, like it's one thing. I said this on a couple of lives, a couple lives ago, right? Like the Facebook lives. I was saying that it's one thing for somebody to say, "Oh, like yeah, like I like you, I love you, yeah, yeah, yeah." Everybody loves everybody nowadays. We throw that term around so frequently. Oh yeah, I love this person. I love you, right? You know, and even in romantic relationships, I love you, right? But it's another thing it's one thing to say I love you. Then it's a whole another thing to say like I appreciate you. I want to get to know you. I want to get to know the things that affect you, right? We talk a lot about ADHD on here, and people say, "Oh, my friend and my partner, they don't like get this thing that I'm struggling with, or whatever the case is." If you're going through something and that's a part of your life, somebody who wants to, get to know you will know. They will make an effort to know about how that thing affects you, right? So just keep that in mind. Keep that in mind, right? You know. Let me see if she dropped her hobbies in there. Uh, let me see. I couldn't see her comment. Let me get this real quick. Might I ask what you think is a hard struggle for me? Yeah, you can ask. I clicked on the question. The hard struggle for me. I'm not sure in what, like in general, but probably the hard struggle for me, all in all, or whatever comes to mind, is balance. Right? There is no work life balance, but making sure that I'm feeding different parts of my life is a priority for me, right? So I talked about family earlier and how that can make you happy. I'm scheduling more trips back to the East Coast, right? So being in LA is a little difficult, but that's something that is on my mind. Um, I'm a Sagittarius too. Hey, that's what's up, Ariana. Jim, Jim makes Jessica happy. Success makes Lorena happy. The beach makes Jessica happy as well. Um, Exercise and being outside, respect. Taylor says, if anyone likes the outdoors and is close to St. Augustine, Florida, please hit her up. 30-year-old female looking to find friends is hard at this age. So Taylor is right. Like, I think it's a little harder as an adult to find friends, but like she said, 30-year-old female, St. Augustine, Florida. That's a nice area, real nice area. Uh, it's around like Jacksonville, if I remember correctly. But it's a nice area. So if you're around the area, hit up Taylor. The beach, crafts makes her happy, which I did love outdoors. So what do you like then? Lego, reading, jigsaw puzzles, gaming, respect. I like that. I like that. Let me see. I don't know what makes me happy. Well, that's fine, Bianca. It means that you're at that stage where you can do a little bit more, exploring of yourself. Like, Bianca, the good news is that you haven't tried everything in the world. Bianca, if you try everything in the world and nothing makes you happy, right? Then I would say, dang, Bianca, you're screwed. There's no hope for you. I'm sorry. Just go home, Bianca. But you haven't tried everything in the world, right? So we gotta put ourselves out there and try some different things. I find it's the little things that bring me joy. Mood rings, purple lighting. Like my mom got a glowfish tank. Every time I walk in the house, I get a little dopamine hit and start cleaning my room and kitchen. Those little things make a big difference. I completely agree. So a question here that I wanted to answer. I will say, finding out you're Sagittarius, I think it's awesome. Oh, Sean, respect. I appreciate that. I don't even know what like me being a Sagittarius. I don't know if it makes me a bad person. I don't know if it makes me a cheater. I don't know if it makes me like the next president of the U.S. I don't know, but I don't really keep up with the zodiac signs. But hopefully, whatever it says in there is like good stuff. Facebook uses that they're close to St. Augustine. Taylor, that could be a new friend right there. Jacob. Hey, I appreciate you, bro. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Yeah, hit up Taylor. She's around Jacksonville, St. Augustine. She's 30. She's looking for friends. So if you're in that area, time to make some new friends. This is a question I wanted to answer. Can I ask what brought you to this point? Sharing tips for people with ADHD and helping people to understand the neurodivergent brain habits. Good question, Angela. So this wasn't like an intentional thing. Like, I didn't want to be like I never, started out to be like an ADHD coach or like nothing like that. Literally, this is just a part of my social media. Not just a part, because it's a big part, right? I don't want to downplay it, but this is a part of my social media journey, right? Just posting and being transparent with people, telling them, this is my degree. This is what I went to school for. This is what I enjoy doing. I also have ADHD. I struggle with boom, boom, boom. And people ask more and more questions. And based off the question, trends and different ways to explain certain things. And then certain videos just kind of went viral. And then we went from there. And then, I started, my assistant started posting videos on Facebook. And then, from I think like November to now, like the growth is like we've grown like 55 times. It's been like something ridiculous. like I did not expect this whole community on Facebook, right? So, like if you're just not finding out about what I do on Facebook, you're probably seeing me from one angle, but nevertheless, like I do appreciate your attention. Yeah, and I'm grateful for every single follower on every platform, whether it's Facebook. Some folks in here are from YouTube, Instagram. Some people are the OGs from TikTok. Like 2 years ago, that like when I started going live, those are the first people that I was connecting with. That's how I learned how to go live and like do this type of thing. I'm missing another platform. Not really Snap. Nah, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, or YouTube. I had a couple of followers on Twitch here and there. Twitter, couple people here and there, and and this does go to Twitter, right? But primarily is the four big ones: YouTube, TikTok, Facebook, and Instagram. I appreciate you. It's hard to. I love to give compliments and to receive them, but it's hard to receive them. You gotta practice. You gotta practice, Laura. You gotta practice, right? Like for example, I like your glasses, Laura. Now take that compliment without trying to compliment me back. Like just take it. It's kind of hard to take a compliment sometimes. You feel like the automatic thing to say is, "Oh, thank you so much. I love your jacket." I'm not even wearing a jacket, but I do like your glasses, Laura. Uh, Being creative and walks among trees by water make. Okay, I like that. Maka Walters. That's a nice name. I wanna wear tie dye every day because okay, respect. Jenny, that's dope. That's dope. Having everything clean by some of that makes sense. It Rebecca, it doesn't. It makes sense to me. If that it makes sense to me, right? It makes sense to me. Teaching makes me happy, but I retired this year because the overstimulation was killing me. I want to teach work. I want to teach workshops. That makes me happy. So diet. The good news is that there's so many different ways to teach and deliver information, right? Like even like what I'm doing is a form of teaching, right? It's not in a classroom setting, right? But I'm using like mental health and the internet, and I'm using relevant trends and music and comedy and entertainment to get like my point across, right? So hopefully you can find like a fun way to teach yourself. So Joe says, looking to make new friends in the West Palm Beach, Florida area. I'm out there frequently. All right, so if you're in the West Palm Beach area, West Palm Beach, like Fort Lauderdale, right? I think Miami's around there. Miami Gardens. I'm somewhat familiar with the area. But if you're out in that area, hit up Joe. Hit up Joe. Zed says, just join your live for the first time. Can't do your dance. All right, Zed, I'll do it. You gotta rub your hands before you do the dance, right? They get warmed up. And for the dance, you gotta get the shoulders loose. You go like this, and then you go like this, and then you go like that right there. And you can reverse it as well. So you can come up this way, then you can reverse it. And then with the feet, you want to have that foot action, right? Or that leg action. So just do the little gritty, the thing that the NFL players do. So you do the gritty, and then you put the little 1 2 1 2 together, and then that's how you get the dance. And yeah. So look, I don't know. I don't know how. This is gonna sound embarrassing, but I don't know how Facebook works. I'm not gonna lie to y'all. I only know how a couple of things work. Like I know how to post videos, I know how to post statuses, and I know how to go live. That's it. I don't really know how to do anything else, right? And this page right here, that the broadcast is being streamed through. This is like obviously like my official page, right? So this is verified. It's like a public figure page, but I don't know how that works. Like it's a little bit different from like your personal Facebook page. So I don't know if y'all enjoy like other people on this chat. There might be a way that you can just like add them or send them a request. I don't know how that works. I don't know if I'm getting old, but I just know I do 3 things on Facebook: post the stats, post the videos, and go live. But I think there could be a way for y'all to add each other. I think so. I think. Much love. It was honestly it was hard for me, but really it's deserved, brother. Mandy, I appreciate that. Thank you. Cervical cancer survivor. Um, have, well, Vigilant, I'm sorry to hear that. Keep going, and I'm definitely happy that you're a survivor. That's a good story right there. Oh, he hated dance. And Facebook users also in Fort Lauderdale. I love thrift store shopping with my bestie. Is better for the environment and my wallet. Oh yeah, I'm a big fan of thrifting. Like if I can get a chance, if I can get out the house and go to the store, I do like thrifting. Christian, um, I appreciate you, man. That's what I'm here for. Like I enjoy putting the information out the way I put it out. With my trends and all that stuff. And as long as y'all like it, we're gonna keep running it. Um, hand make shirts. Helen make shirts, y'all. So go ahead and add her. I honestly wish you the best in your endeavors. I can see how you love what you do. I do. I'm happy to be doing things this way, Mandy. And I think I speak for everyone. I say thank you. I share stuff all the time. It was my first live. I appreciate your interaction. Keep it real well. Mandy, I appreciate you. I hope you can make it to more lives, whether it's like a morning show or like a late night show. I appreciate you. And I like the fact that these lives are, like I'd like for this to keep getting bigger and bigger. And I don't know what this thing will lead to, but as of right now, like it's super cool because like I could just click on a comment and I could interact with you all and like I can get right to y'all. I told y'all the DMs like is this way too many. Like I can't, like that's not an efficient way for to communicate anymore. I don't know if it ever was, but this right here is super dope. The color orange makes me so happy. Okay. Okay. The color blue makes me happy, right? And blue is kind of supposed like the blues and being sad, but like this is this one's like navy blue or where no, this is navy blue, yeah. Navy blue is navy blue makes me um or Tennessee Titans blue makes me happy. Oh, Leilani, you're not too late, but I got milk this morning. I'm drinking milk this morning. It's still a water break though. But drop the magic word in there, Leilani. You know, drop the magic word, and then we can go ahead and get that like water break. Water break. Um, uh, I appreciate you, but I'm trying to pronounce the name. Ali, Aliisa, Aliisa. I don't want to mess it up. I don't want to mess it up. Aliisa. Okay, I appreciate you. Thank you so much. Um, cheers. Okay, all right. You all know how it works. Cheers. Cheers. Super small. That water milk break. That's all I had there, right there. But I hope you all did take the time to get some water in there in that water break. Cheers. 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 Oh boy, let me see. It's on my schedule. Oh, all right. I do have to dip out now. Oh, it's Friday. All right. I gotta go make sure all the wonderful people who helped me out and my assistants are paid. Yeah, you can't be late with that. All right, so I gotta dip out. I love you all. We've had a really good week of lives. This has been super fun. And next, I'll be back on again next week. I think the next live thing I'm doing is gonna be ABC 7. So it'll be live TV. So next week Monday at 7:30 California time, I'll be on ABC 7 for my weekly Mental Health Monday segment. If you haven't you know got the hang of it yet, but that's what we're doing on ABC 7. I'm super grateful for it, and we're gonna be talking about ADHD. 5-10 minutes of talking about just ADHD, recognizing the signs and symptoms, where to go for help, what to do. So like if there was ever a ABC 7 segment that you were going to join, like this is the one to watch. And I'll provide the link because if you're not in Los Angeles, you can't watch it on live TV. But if you're watching from Nebraska or South Carolina, you can watch with the live link and you can watch as if you're in Los Angeles. So that's going to be a very, very important segment. And it's on live TV. So, in addition to like my people seeing it, like 4 million people or however many people live in LA will be able to be exposed to that information. So I'm looking forward to that. But that'll be Monday, this upcoming Monday at 7:30 California time, 10:30 on the East Coast. So until then, y'all have a fantastic weekend. I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. Peace.